Watch me! I destroy everything, everyone! I make everyone's lives worse!
Not mine! Blitz!
I don't know what to do for an opening. I guess, how was your day? Answer down below. Maybe use a Helluva Boss quote. Hi, I'm Kitty Monk, and I'm here to talk to you about Helluva Boss, or more specifically, Blitz Buxo. The O is silent now. Fun fact, when I write a script, I write Blitz's name without the O at the end, because my mind will read it as Blitz O, and I'll forget myself when I go to record. Whereas if I'm on like Reddit or texting one of my friends, I'll just write it normally. Oh, that would have been a way better opening. Now, Blitz is the titular character of the show, the Helluva Boss. Oh, that's why it's called that. But a big point about the show is Blitz is basically a more perverted version of BoJack or Rick Sanchez in clowny goth makeup. He's done a bunch of bad and ruined lives, and he lives in hell. And I have been sitting on the script since like September, if not August. So now is the perfect time to publish it. We are going to count down the top 10 nicest things that Blitz has ever done. Really, Kitty? 10 things? Really? Oh, you want me to do more, Catherine? Okay, fine. Top 10, 11 nicest things. Starting with... This is tricky, but bear with me. In one short, whose name I won't say, Blitz is sent to kill a college kid named Emberlyn Pinkle. What the hell kind of a name is that? Throughout the episode, we see that she's one of those people who can't really separate fantasy from reality. And the second she finds out Blitz is a demon, a real demon, she basically creams her pants. Oh, she's one of those. Oh my god. You know what? She probably hates her more because she's likely one of those people who trapped Rainbow Dash in a jar. But no offense, no, Blitz is not into those people. He's into owls. I mean, I thought they were gonna reveal she was really messing with him to get out of getting killed, but no, she's literally just that crazy. And honestly, I kind of like how Blitz handled this because he's under no obligation to do any of this. She was making him legitimately uncomfortable, and if the genders were reversed, this would not be cool. I mean, it's already not cool. They know what you mean, Kitty. Stop seeking reassurance like usual. What I like is how Blitz says he's not doing this out of malice, he's just doing a job because he needs to get paid. Just saying, most of the other hits, he's like excited, like, who cares, they're just people. He even says that he thinks the reason she's being whacked is kind of excessive, but hey, he has a job to do. And he even makes it special for her in a way when, I hate to repeat myself, he really did not have to. He could have like relished this, but he doesn't. Since Emberlyn now wants nothing more than to die by his hand because she can live out her crazy fantasies, but he can't do it if she's wearing the necklace with a pentagram, so she removes it for him. Since no offense, yes, pentagrams are actually Christian symbols, or they were, and they represented the 5 wounds of Christ. Sorry, pet peeve, but yeah. It's Solo because he did not owe this woman anything, but she was at least cool being in hell with Blitzy-kun. The hell? Okay, we're moving on.
What do you mean by that?
Ah, you're stupid, huh? I could work with stupid, daddy likey dummy.
Good one, sir.
The whole episode, I'm sorry, there's just too many individual moments to count. Too many! At the start of the episode, Blitz and Moxie just finished a job, but they're captured by dorks and interrogated, which is bad, although I feel like this is how Blitz knew to keep a knife on his person in Oops, especially in a way where he could easily retrieve it if his hands were restrained. But this is where we get the first good moment of the two in a cute sibling-esque way. I mean, if you excuse him telling Luna to close the portal so they won't go after her and Millie, but between him and Moxie, okay? He and Moxie actually bond over screwing with their captors, like Moxie giving long, complicated menu orders that actually impress Blitz.
Don't worry, Mox. If we keep being obnoxious, they'll eventually slip up and we'll get a chance to get out. Until they get so frustrated they stop thinking clearly. It usually works.
Or Blitz joking about the agent's mom. Plus, I think it's nice how Blitz wakes up before Moxie and he spends it watching him all worried. Because, yeah, deep down, he does care about Moxie, he's just really bad at showing it. Unfortunately, their interrogation isn't getting them anywhere, so the agents pump some truth gas into the room, where they start to confess their deepest, darkest secrets. Like how Moxie enjoys Peggy Lee? Am I allowed to talk about her? I mean, I don't think I am.
Sometimes. Wait! Ew! Why that?
I knew it.
Or how he thinks that Blitz has a horrible outfit. Oh, don't say that, Moxie! You look worse with your stupid little bow that looks like a bra. But this is another good moment that I think gets ignored pretty often. Blitz confesses he secretly thinks that Moxie has horrible taste in music, because according to the pilot, Blitz does like Broadway musicals too. As Moxie recommended him a musical, I'm guessing Cats. The movie sucks outside of that one song Taylor Swift did. The musical you need a certain flavor for, but I do like. But anyways, Blitz confesses he actually did leave halfway through, even if he told Moxie he loved it.
You said you loved it.
It was awful, Moxie. It was about ugly. I've said so many lies.
No, knowing Blitz, he could have told Moxie the next time he saw him, "Moxie, what the F? That musical sucked. You have horrible taste." Instead, he spared his feelings and just said something like, it was okay. Like a true friend. One of the shorts even implied that he frequently goes with Moxie to musicals, and he probably hates a lot of them, but he knows Moxie likes them, so he'll try to like them too. The truth gas causes the pair to each retreat into their minds, where, in the case of Blitz, it's like a weed-infused anxiety attack gone wrong. I hear. But we learn the reason Blitz puts on such a tough front is because of a combo of his self-esteem issues, his fear of intimacy, while simultaneously wanting people to love him. Honestly, I think Blitz is one of those warts and all types people where he's like, if you don't like me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best, so I'm always gonna show you my worst. And as we see, he does care about Moxie and fears he's hurting him. He just doesn't want to admit that Moxie might potentially get tired of his BS and leave him. When they wake up, Moxie brings up the one good memory he has of Blitz, implying this is the reason he stays with him as a boss, even if he doesn't particularly like him.
Do you remember what you said to me after my first day with the company? You told me I did a good job. I feel like you wanted to say something more judgmental, but you said that because I needed it.
Why do people forget about this scene? Like how quiet and dramatic it is. Like I know Richard Horvitz is known for comedy roles, but oh my god, he can be a really great dramatic actor if the scene calls for it. Blitz, as a result of the trip, now realizes that he has to work to be a good friend if he wants Moxie to stay with him for him. And he admits why he always puts Moxie down. He knows that Moxie is a good person at heart, and he doesn't want him to keep limiting himself, which doesn't make up for why he's doing it, obviously, but it's a good enough reason that I'd argue.
And don't expect any more compliments. I'm maxed out.
Thank you, sir.
You know my name. Use it.
Thanks, Blitz.
Fun fact, in X's and O's, we find out that Moxie calls his father Crimson Sir. While we don't necessarily know how old the pair are apart, although I think maybe like a 10-year age gap between Blitz and Moxie is how old they are. Does this mean he subconsciously views Blitz as a father figure? Or maybe an older brother figure? Oh my god, that makes this ending worse. And what's better is that when Millie and Luna come to rescue them, well, Blitz proves why IMP is like a family to him. He rehydrates them, he gives them weapons, hugs them, compliments them, takes out the big guns, and gets in front of them to protect them when all hope seems lost. And after Stolas rescues them, he repays the favor by actually initiating their meetups for once.
Alright, but you're keeping quiet or I'm using those bear traps.
Oh, please do.
Granted, you could make the argument that considering what Blitz saw in his trip, and the fact that he was held hostage for most of the night, and the fact that Stolas easily eviscerated the agents, maybe he feels like he's further trapped, or he was so traumatized that he wants to regain control over himself and his body, but I choose to be optimistic, guys.
Remember me?
It's him!
Get him!
Okay, I'm a Latina and I find the goat short hilarious. Hilarious! Yes, it indulges in stereotypes, but so what? I love it. I don't care. Plus, Vivian is Latina, and the guy who plays the client is Latino too, so they're cool with it, I'm cool with it. Like, I want to cosplay as Chupacabra Blitz one day, it's just, I feel like that's something I would have to make by hand, so okay, let's just get to the episode. In the short, Blitz and the gang have to kill a Mexican dude named Jorge, who is coincidentally voiced by the creator of the Book of Life and El Tigre, because they kill a lot of goats, or as Blitz calls them,
Run, you stretch asshole! Damn it!
that, they alert Jorge and his wife, who capture Blitz and turn him into a public attraction. A real chupacabra! For just 100 pesos, aka like $5, you can see him!
Have you know that I am a dignified...
No hablo inglés.
What? You were just speaking!
Blitz tries to free himself, but discovers that Jorge stole his crystal and his gun. The nerve! But with Jorge distracted, he asks a nearby goat to free him.
Hey, psst. Yeah, I know I killed some of your family earlier, but look, if you help me out of this little pickle, I'll make it up to you, little fella.
Meh.
Aww, I mean, he gave him cheese. Wait, can goats even have cheese, or is that like feeding a cat milk? I don't know, and I don't care. The goat helps Blitz, and Blitz gets his crystal and his gun back. Time for revenge. Attaboy.
I'm the Chupracadupra, and I'm here to f*** you all! Oh my god, everybody run! He's got a gun!
Blitz Blitz, I am offended by this insolent brazen display. I thought you were a top. Why are you sucking on chickens, cats, and lizards? But it's nice to see you're getting better. Blitz gets revenge on Jorge, Dorks, and the town by shooting it up. And as a thanks for saving him, Blitz makes the goat an honorary IMP VIP with a cute little sticker as thanks, and even does the ASL I love you sign.
I'm making you an honorary IMP VIP, associate. Here, have a sticker. Later.
Oh, I need that sticker. I need it. It's so cute. But fun fact, despite Blitz having a special interest in horses, Brandon Rogers actually hates them. But does he like goats? I should ask him that at Level Up this year.
Hey there, good looking.
Oh, I was wondering how long it would take for you to make a pass.
Okay, this one is weird, but bear with me. In X's and O's, we discover that Moxie has an ex-boyfriend named Chaz, and for once, his homophobe of a father will put aside his raging homophobia and allow Chaz to marry Moxie in order to claim Chaz's inheritance and add him to the mob family. Moxie is of course traumatized beyond belief because of his father and the fact he'll be permanently separated from Millie, and likely also killed. But what's so bad about Chaz? Well, Chaz not only left Moxie to take the fall, but he is also Millie's ex, and he has a big Chaz in his pants. So to Chaz, their marriage isn't a paper deal. It's a chance to sleep with Moxie and sing him musical numbers. Yeah. He always did love those.
Did you date him too?
Yeah, no big deal, but I've usually boned half the people in any room I'm
Are you
in.
kidding me?
So when he gets the chance, the first thing he does is try and sleep with Moxie, and then Millie when he's refused. And then he goes to Blitz, and Blitz agrees, which is gross, and Blitz gets karma in the form of probably the most horribly bland and painful coitus he's ever had.
Okay, nobody who's that bad in bed can score 2 hotties that easily.
But it turns out there's a reason he endured it. He wanted to get Chaz in a position where he could suss him out, and it worked. It turns out Chaz isn't really rich. He lied to Crimson, and Blitz is angered when he finds out, because only he gets to ruin his friend's marriage. Because of Blitz, Millie was able to figure out how and why Crimson was gone and what he was going to do with Moxie. Then they were able to pull a Shrek and crash a wedding. And better yet, Blitz, Moxie, and Millie all slept with the same guy.
Well, I'm glad everything ended up okay.
Good to know we both have daddy issues, Mox.
Also, I got to plow your ex-boyfriend. Isn't that great?
Yay, a happy ending!
But mostly I'm looking for my sister.
Barbie! What? You know her?
Do I know her? That's my sister!
Blitz isn't an only child. In fact, he has a twin sister named Barbie Wire, or just Barbie for short, or Barb. Tula was his sister in the pilot. The pilot is no longer canon, Catherine, I swear to Satan. Blitz and Barbie grew up very close until the circus fire. Now, we don't know what happened after, but likely because the fire took the life of their mother, and they were all out of jobs, Barbie turned to dark substances to cope, such as H8, a really intense, hellish drug.
Supplier of what? You're not back on that H8, are you?
Just heroin.
Oh, thanks, Satan.
And remember, hell substances are strong. Verostika's Beelzejuice, which is implied to have been brewed by Beelzebub herself, is so potent that it can mutate a small fish into a giant monster. And as it turns out, while Blitz did distance himself from his family, or was forced out of his family, well, he never forgot about Barbie. They knew each other well enough, or at least kept contact enough, that Barbie knew to call him Blitz. At least until she got angry enough with him to start calling him Blitzo.
Thanks a lot, Blitzo. I'm out of a job.
Barb, wait. I want to help you. Let me help you, please.
But something cool to note, he never reprimanded her or corrected her the same way he does with everybody else. Barbie doesn't want anything to do with Blitz, but I do think it's sweet he did at least try to keep tabs on her just to be sure she was alright. Like when she checked out of rehab, he tried to track her down to be sure she wasn't using again, and when they met, he was glad she was on heroin, well, peddling it, instead, and selling it in the human world.
So now you're peddling heroin. What's the point? That barely gets rid of a headache.
It's honest work, okay? And I thought it would be sure to keep me as far away from you as possible.
Look, no offense to anyone, even if I hate this argument, it's hell. Heroin is literally in the vending machines, and later when he, Moxie, and Barbie got exposed to heroin, they just panicked for a few seconds. In hell, I wouldn't be surprised if heroin is so normalized it's like Advil, especially considering how Barbie got a crystal to sell it on Earth, and how Blitz comments it helps headaches if only barely. So yes, for all intents and purposes, it's the hell version of honest work, and it's a job. up, and Barbie really needs a job. However, a reason this is so low is, one, while he had good intentions, I do think he should have kept his distance, especially considering how Barbie asked. Even the nurse at the center told him to just ignore her.
Blitz! She's got a job now, a life. Don't fuck it up by finding her.
And as Barbie is a former drug addict who is in recovery, sometimes you are advised to let go of people from your past since they can be part of your triggers. And since Barbie started using implicitly in response to the circus incident, I think Blitz would 100% be her trigger. Plus, as we know, he did sort of ruin her life again. Her supplier is dead, she was now out of a job.
Just because I'm out of rehab doesn't mean I want to see you. I never want to see you, ever. Next time you want to find me, Blitzo, don't.
There was an operation going on, but I'm sure they would all be like, Barbie, you got your guy killed, we're done with you. Again, it was nice of him to offer to catch up with her, and I'm sure he probably would have allowed her to stay with him and Luna, or even given her a job at IMP. It's just, and I hate using this phrase, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Hey, Toots, I'm here for that SHOT for my Toony.
The what?
Ugh.
Oh, my heart! Blitz loves Luna, as she is his daughter and his pride and joy. And even if Luna does retaliate, she does love him back. I think one moment that shows this, outside of seeing stars, was in Western Energy, where he took Luna all the way to Slough-Ring to get her a Hellbee shot. See, Luna is out in the field more recently, considering episodes like Truth Seekers and Spring Broken and later Sinsmith, so she needs a shot. The problem is, well, there are several problems. One, due to how the Slough-Ring works, it takes 5 years to schedule a shot, even if it's supposed to be annual, and also because, again, Sloth, the nurse cannot read or spell and is quite lazy, so you need a lot of patience with her.
So, Blitzo! Yes, well, we will be ready for her in just a bit. Please take a seat, Mr. O.
And this is most important, Luna herself is definitely afraid to get a shot, because shots are scary.
Oh, don't worry, Looney. It's okay. It's just one little prick. You won't feel it.
Ew, don't say that. It sounds vulgar.
Plus, honestly, many people, including myself, have theorized that when a hellhound ages out, it's code word for, we're gonna stick a needle in your back and put you to sleep. And Luna barely avoided that fate by a handful of days. So maybe that's another reason she isn't too keen on getting a shot. She's seen a bunch of her friends get put through a door and never come out. One time, I had to get a Novocaine shot, and the dude injected it right into the vein, and it felt like ice was going through my bloodstream. Oh, it was like antifreeze. I can only imagine how it is for Luna. But Blitz handles it like a champ and is a really supportive dad to her, like reassuring her it's gonna hurt, but only really quickly it'll go away. We're telling off a lady and a racist kid because Luna is already scared enough as is and they're just making it worse.
Also, my kid's here too, and I don't think she would appreciate you calling her father things.
And when it comes time to actually get the shot, Luna, of course, gets scared again because that thing is freaking huge and the doctor doesn't do anything to calm her down. So Blitz has to be the one to hold her down and be sure she gets it. And she even gets a lollipop out of it. Normally, when it comes to Blitz and family, he does care about them and spoil them. But sometimes you do have to be a dad and care about your kid's health. So it's nice to see him doing something important for her. And as he says, he would do it annually if he could. And he's kind of pissed that he can't. So yeah, he's like hell's greatest dad. One thing that breaks the fandom down the middle is Stolas and Blitz and their relationship, especially when it got added focus in season 2 and the pair broke up. But then we got Mastermind where, well, they probably aren't dating now. It's complicated and I feel like season 3 will have them define it. But an ultimate standout is how he treats Stolas during and after Mastermind. In Mastermind, Andy and Stella engineer a kangaroo court for IMP. That way Stolas will show up to rescue Blitz and they can steal all that Stolas has. Of course, one moment I do like is when Blitz finds out that he and his crew are going to be executed, and he's able to convince Satan to spare Luna, Millie, and Moxie, using his racist system against him.
All that hell is gonna see is you executing imps who are just trying to do their job.
I suppose I created him trying to be obedient. I see no reason to punish the dutiful.
And on top of that, he also curses out Satan and the Goetia and the Sims for trapping him in that role, and likely also not really doing anything to help him.
All I was trying to do was rise above the stupid place you all forced us into.
But anyways, Stolas rescues him, they have a big song where Blitz finally admits his feelings for Stolas, and Stolas is banished Ed for like 100 years, but that still sucks. Blitz could not be more afraid when he finds out that Stolas is potentially going to be executed in his place, doing all he can when he's dragged away, even attacking doors that hate him and his supple wrist.
Wow, this is a sturdy door! Ow! My supple wrist!
Of course, when he finds out that Stolas got banished, well, what's the first thing he does? Actually curse out an imp who took the opportunity to mock Stolas.
I have been banished.
You suck, Stolas!
Hey! Go!
No, it's fine, Blitz.
But it doesn't stop there. It gets intimate in a really good way, in a bunch of good ways. Blitz allows Stolas to stay with him and Luna, and he's so gentle with him. Oh my god, my heart. Like, on the way, he tells all the imps, like, please stop attacking him. I know you like me, but just please stop attacking him. He bathes Stolas super gentle-like, makes sure he doesn't inhale water, lets him take his spot on the couch, tucks him in, and kisses him goodnight.
Hey, Stolas,
Plus, honestly, this was pointed out to me, but it's a big step that he doesn't insist that Stolas take the couch with him. Like, maybe he sits on one side, Stolas the other. Because their whole relationship was based on them sleeping together. So this is the one time where they don't. And again, it doesn't stop there. He tries as hard as possible to keep his spirits up and make him feel welcome the only ways he knows how. He covers him with a bunch of stuffed animals when he wakes up, which are all horses, like Blitz is letting him in onto his special interest. He makes him breakfast, he digs him out to do laundry and buy clothes, and when Stolas calls Via but she doesn't pick up, it's Blitz who's able to ground him and assure him that things will be better, they just need to give it time.
Hey, whoa, look, I'm sure it's gonna be okay, all right? I'm sure she's just away from the phone right now, okay? And breathe. It'll be okay.
The sad part is, you have to wonder, was Blitz always like this, or was he only like this around Luna? Because if he just let himself be vulnerable like we see here, he easily could have been so much happier. Like, no wonder Verostica is so upset that he broke up with her the way he did that she now throws those giant parties. This man went out and got rats for Stolas to eat because it was the only thing he knew Stolas liked that he could afford.
A fresh kale salad?
Oh, nice. Anything that I can get that's affordable?
Maybe some rats?
On it! I'll grab my stumpers and head out to that alley this afternoon.
And so Stolas could buy his own fire koi, he gives him a job as a receptionist at IMP, and he's 100% supportive when on his first day, he doesn't even get the phone call right.
Oh, answer it. You can do it, Stolas. Come on, answer the phone.
Hello?
I'm sorry if I keep gushing, it's so adorable, like my heart. And then he gets further vulnerable. He stays with Stolas after Via leaves him, gives him his coat, turns himself into a hot water bottle so Stolas can have some warmth, dances with him in a super creative way that makes them both equals, hugs him, and even confesses to him about Barbie and how, probably for the first time, he really does miss his sister. Oh my god, this needs to continue in season 3, please! If not, I will riot or just be really upset, please!
You always cared what I thought.
After what you did to me?
I didn't do anything. It was an accident.
An accident? Are you kidding me?
What? It's my favorite episode of season 2 next to Ghostbusters. It had to be there. Now, while I am of the opinion that saying sorry doesn't mean I'm obligated to forgive you, well, I do think that actions are louder than words. If you can prove to me that you are truly sorry and you've changed, well, that's a little different. Just saying, I'm Italiana and we will hold grudges forever, or until you pay back our monies, whichever comes first. Why are you breaking my heart? Fizz is running some errands when he runs headfirst into Blitz. For the first time in 15 years, if you discount House of Asmodeus, because they didn't really interact. The pair trade some barbs, but we do see that, in a way, they care for each other, they just don't want to admit it. Like how Fizz plays with Blitz's necklace, aka Tilla's necklace, when he easily could have just ripped it off or damaged it.
Twice is already way too much.
But this meeting leads to a fight and they're apprehended by Crimson and Stryker. Crimson means to ransom Fizz back to Asmodeus in exchange for stuff, go watch the episode, and Stryker, I don't know, I guess he and Crimson are gonna kill Blitz or something, or summon Moxie for another wedding. But while the pair are in captivity, despite bickering like a couple of teen skanks per Stryker,
Bicker like a couple of teen skanks.
This show has the best insults I need to steal. Well, once again, we're reminded that Blitz does care about Fizz, even if they are still on bad terms. Like when Stryker threatens him and puts his hands on him, he's ready to tear his windpipe out until Crimson stops him.
Think you're superior to anyone, that you are no better than any royal.
Don't you dare finish that sentence, clown.
Hey, hit for hire!
Or how he tries telling him in his most blitzy way there's no reason to panic since his boyfriend is a sin. But something I do like how is at this point, neither actually betray each other, or even think about doing it. They might trade barbs, but they won't strand the other to escape even though they have multiple chances. While fighting off Crimson's goons, they start to talk about their past, and they come up upon the subject of Blitz starting the fire that mutilated Fizz and then had the nerve to run away. Like how we do see that Blitz could have easily escaped at any time considering how he had a knife in his boot, but he takes the opportunity to save Fizz and then save himself, and then save the both of them.
You had a knife this whole time.
The nerve! Well, Fizz lays out in no uncertain terms that for a time Blitz actually did ruin his life. Well, Blitz takes full responsibility for once and massively apologizes.
Trying to get help, Fizz. It was still my fault.
Glad you can admit it.
But goes into detail that it was an accident gone wrong, he suffered too, and he's paying for it every day. I mean, his mother frickin' died because of him. But when Fizz discovers that Blitz actually did try to visit and patch things up, but got turned away by Cash Buxo, well, he is willing to move past the incident. AKA, at least try, because it is gonna hurt a little.
You didn't?
No, and no one told me you came.
Plus, Blitz actually does congratulate him on dating Ozzy, and when they do manage to escape Crimson and Stryker, they're playful and joking like always, at least until Stryker shows up. But again, Blitz could have saved himself and just ran away. Instead, he just saves Fizz. Throughout Season 2, Blitz's biggest problem is he tried to apologize because it starts with sorry, but it doesn't. The funny part is, the few times he does try are when he isn't actually trying. Like he just saved Fizz multiple times in this episode because it was the right thing to do, even if they weren't on the best of terms. And when Fizz realized why he did it, what did he do? Hug him back.
You blew me up again!
I did. But this time I stuck around.
The first time that Blitz probably ever has been forgiven for doing something. He sorried him so hard that he cried. And later Blitz gets rewarded for this with the crystal, which he didn't know that was going to happen. So again, all points.
Fizz doesn't listen to me when I try to tell him that.
Well, my special skills are killing things and pointing out people's flaws. All right, count me in.
Fun fact, which I feel a lot of people ignore, he never actually asked Asmodeus about payment. Maybe they worked off the details off screen or whatever, but for all we know, he did this pro bono. Remember, he would only bodyguard Stolas and his daughter for money. He protected Fizz for potentially nothing. After the events of Oops, Fizz has to compete in Mammon's clown pageant. Oz has problems with this since Mammon...
He sucks. Always has. He doesn't even do clown anymore.
Wow, he is sassy. Wait, am I allowed to say that? Or say it like how I did? I'm sorry if I did. But he can talk Fizz out of it, so he calls up Blitz and asks if he'd be willing to help. Blitz agrees, but to hide their true intentions from Fizz, they lie and say that Blitz is just extra security.
Ignore him, sir. He's like this all the time. He thinks he's funny.
Offended.
Right, yeah!
After Oops, Blitz and Fizz are implied to still be distant, but on slightly better terms. Fizz is annoyed by him, but he is willing to, say, call him Blitz instead of Blitzo, and at least listen to his input.
Wow, that guy sucks so hard.
Look, Blitz, I don't know why Oz brought you here, but can you at least not talk back to my boss?
But Blitz does prove in this episode that he cares about Fizz, and he's willing to be a good bodyguard. Even again, if he's doing this for no money. Like when he stands up to Mammon, one of the 7 deadly sins, when he weight shames the guy by admitting how much of a sellout he is.
What?
Oh, and who's this dumpster Darby you got here with ya?
Hi. Yes, nice to meet you. I'm the one who saw through your fake ass.
Well, Blitz has got some stuff on him. No wonder Stolas loves him. And later, he defends Fizz against the Glam sisters who try to badmouth him, and even says that while he doesn't personally care about the pageant, well, Fizz needs to do whatever if it means defeating them, and he'll be rooting for him every step of the way. Like as requested, Blitz does try to talk Fizz out of doing stuff he knows he's uncomfortable doing, like having a huge meet and greet when he isn't in the right headspace, or defending him against a crazy fan from his past. This is probably my favorite part, like when Fizz starts collapsing and Blitz is the one who picks him up. Damn it, Mammon, Oz is right. You are the worst. You are worse than Bobby Worst. Fizz is about to go on when he sees the Glam sisters performing and realizes, oh crap, there's a real chance I might lose, which makes him run away in tears. He ends up in his dressing room where he has a massive panic attack, which I totally don't relate to this scene at all. I totally did not cry at the bar at DerpyCon the day this episode came out because it reminded me of my own life, and I cried so hard that the bartender was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. Kitty, do you want to talk about something? Roll the clip.
You need to be fine.
Fizz, are you okay?
Why does everyone keep asking me that? You shouldn't be here, Osmodius.
Oh no, you know it's serious when Fizzarolli calls Ozzy by his real name. Oh no. Now, you're probably wondering how Osmodius got there that quickly, especially since he wasn't in the audience and there was no sign he was even at the pageant in the first place. I mean, maybe he watched it on TV, but how would he know Fizz was crashing out like he did? Well, my idea is we have Blitz to thank for that. I mean, the episode never says, but logically, how else could they? He realized Fizz was panicking, and since he wasn't going to listen to him, and probably wouldn't for something that extreme, well, maybe he would listen to his big daddy. Now, I am somebody who does panic a lot, and something I try to tell people is, if I seem like I'm panicking or run out of the room, please do not talk to me, just let me panic. I know the drill by this point, I'll just go to a quiet place and try to calm down. However, if I ask for support, please help me because I don't like asking for help, so that means it's a really big deal. Fizz wanted somebody to help him, he just didn't think they would be willing to listen. And to further prove his commitment, Blitz kills his stalker and congratulates the pair on their relationship.
So you two are an item. Well, congratulations, you hypocrites.
Even if he's probably jealous Fizz won't be with him, or that they publicly humiliated his employees just to avoid admitting to their own open relationship. So was Blitz outside this whole time, like listening in, like, look Oz, please go in there, if you need me, just call me. Because that is so nice. And it seems like Fizz finally recognizes that Blitz is truly sorry and does want to be his friend again. Because when Blitz takes out another crazy fan for him, he just smiles. And I know some people don't like the line at the end of the episode, but I feel like that's Blitz's way of being supportive. So from this point forward, yeah, it's great that Blitz and Fizz are buddies. Like how Blitz is able to go to him for advice on how to have a good night with Stolas, or how he's super impressed by Fizz's forklift skills. Fizz is gonna have a new best friend, a new best friend. That was cringy.
He gave me so much, and now he's my best friend.
You don't hate me?
Nah, never.
Now, it's no secret that Blitz can act inappropriate around Millie and Moxie, so to speak, but I think it goes without saying that Blitz unknowingly saved the both of them from horrible lives just by being Blitz. Let's start with Moxie. In X's and O's, we discovered that Moxie and Chaz were doing a rob job for the Mafia, and Chaz abandoned Moxie to take the fall, and after Moxie was thrown into prison, he met Blitz as a cellmate. Yes, hell has prisons. My best guess is Pride is for sinners, and as has been showed us, Lucifer rules it and he doesn't care about the sinners, so he just lets the overlords run the show and let it go to waste, whereas the rest of the sins actually take their job seriously and enforce laws and such, and they were in greed. Plus, Moxie stole money, which is what pumps Mammon's veins, and prison industrial complexes are huge money makers, especially for Mammon. I can totally buy this happening. Anyhow, Blitz met Moxie when he was at his lowest and actually comforted him by just being Blitz. What sealed the deal? Saying that the reason he wanted to escape wasn't for himself or for Moxie, but to get back to his daughter.
Give me a hand. I need to get out to my daughter. The babysitter will kill me if I don't get back soon. You like me?
After that, he was all his. See, X's and O's gave us Moxie's backstory and revealed that his father was a horrible man who killed his mother, all because she wanted Moxie to not be exposed to crime. How terrible. I mean, if you want a mobster, I do love those parodies, but Crimson breaks every single rule. He treats his wife horribly, and he exposed his son to the mafia, when the rule is you wait until your kids are grown adults. So to Moxie, just seeing a father who cared about his daughter probably meant a lot to him. I mean, he didn't know at the time Luna was probably like 20, but still. But just that was enough for him to side with Blitz. Ghostbusters goes on to reveal how he met Millie. After they escaped, they became assassins, and Millie, a rival assassin, stole one of their hits. Moxie told Blitz about it, and he was impressed enough to recommend her to Blitz. After a fight, she was convinced.
So who's that Moxie guy you mentioned?
Oh, your new coworker. Yeah, you'll hate him.
They spent a year doing freelance work as assassins in Hell until Blitz got the idea to open IMP. And Millie, well, let's back it up a bit. Imps and Helluva Boss are the second lowest tier in Hell, since they're meant to be obedient servants. They don't start their own businesses or work for themselves. At most, they're just goons or farmers. Millie, being from Wrath, aka the birthplace of Imps, actually believed in this mindset and internalized it, which was foreshadowed all the way back in season 1 when her mother thought it was hilarious they were doing freelance work, and Millie actually started doubting herself for a moment.
We know you aren't making as much anymore since y'all went freelance.
Freelance pays fine, Ma. We're doing fine. It's fine.
When Blitz showed IMP to Millie, she actually doubted herself and the idea they could make it since they were only muscle, nothing more. It was Blitz who was able to snap her out of this racist imposter syndrome and show her they could make something of themselves even if they were just imps. Again, just by being Blitz.
I brought you into this company for a reason, okay? You're tougher, smarter, and frankly more capable than anyone I've ever met in any ring.
Also, another small moment I think needs to be brought up is in Ghostbusters, when Blitz finds out Millie doesn't hate him. If anything, she considers him her best friend because he's somebody she can lean on and always count on. And when they poured their hearts out, Blitz actually grabbed her hand and leaned on her shoulder.
You've just always been so unbothered by everything. Almost bulletproof, and I guess I never realized how much I depended on that.
I don't know, it's a small moment, but it's one of my favorites in the show since it's an intimate moment that isn't all that sexualized. Like, if this were any other cartoon, they would have, like, looked intently into each other's eyes, stared for a moment, and started making out. Here, it's 100% platonic in a good way, and it's the start of Blitz realizing he can be better just by being himself. So here we are, it's really great.
Ronnie, I think maybe you should...
Ow! You can't have our baby! I'll never get rid of her!
His baby! Nobody touches baby! And don't take that out of context, you pervs. Luna is Blitz's daughter. Only on paper, but still his daughter. Now, many people have wondered just why he adopted Luna, and why he dotes on her so much. And Seeing Stars explains why. And even if it's probably my least favorite episode so far, I appreciate this moment. Blitz has to perform a sitcom scene where a little girl asks to adopt his puppy, but in the moment, he gets reminded of Luna. Now, many people assumed he adopted Luna when she was a baby, but no, she was an adult, which I think is a nice touch. Sorry, we never really see young adult adoptions in shows, just foster families like in Shazam, and even then, most of the time they aren't dramatic. And it's usually they're like 13, 14. Luna was 17 when she got adopted, and even then, most of the time it's not dramatic. Blitz was shown a variety of hellhounds for adoption, since he wanted a child and not a pet or a slave, and eventually he came upon Luna, where he's told by the head hellhound that she has behavioral problems and hasn't really been adopted yet.
Oh, her. That's just Luna. What a nightmare. Serious attitude problems.
Now, when you think about it, the life of a hellhound is terrible. Probably worse than an imp, I hate to say. We don't know if this is just for all hellhounds or maybe just orphaned ones. Like, is there a puppy bill for hellhounds? But Luna basically grew up in a glorified prison. And unlike real dogs, she's basically a living person. A dear furry.
She'll be out of our hair next month when she ages out. Good riddance, if you ask me. She'll never amount to anything much.
Plus, we don't know what the caretaker meant by that comment. Would she just be thrown out on the streets with the clothes on her back? Is it a polite way of saying she'd be euthanized? Like, it's bad enough doing it to a dog that doesn't understand what's going on. Imagine telling a kid that. Oh, but if nobody adopts you, you're just a burden on the system and we can't afford to keep you, so we're gonna kill you since nobody wants you. And Luna can't escape that fate or anything. Like, that's screwed up. No wonder she hated B.
No, you can't have her. She's mine and I love her.
So if you're wondering why Blitz adopted Luna, that's why. He saved her from a horrible fate and then realized she needed a bit of love. I mean, in that flashback, she wasn't the problem. The kid attacked her. She was defending herself. I think another nice touch with him and Luna is the fact we see how their apartment looks. It's literally one room with a living room, a kitchen, and a bathroom. And he gave her the one bedroom while he sleeps on the couch. And no, knock it till you tried it. I have a couch and a fridge and the giant TV right there, and it's awesome. But anyways, people thought for the longest time it was Blitz spoiling Luna like usual. But considering this episode, I don't think that's it. I think he just figured she never got any privacy or a good place to sleep, so he's going to actually give her one. And that is really nice. He's a really good dad. He is Hell's greatest dad.